He is originator of the heavens and the earth. How could he have a son when he does not have a companion? And he created all things, and he is of all things knowing. That is Allah, your Lord. There is no deity except Him, the Creator of all things. So worship Him, and He is disposer of all things. Vision perceives Him not, but He perceives all vision, and He is the subtle, the acquainted. There has come to you enlightenment from your Lord. So whoever will see does so for benefit of his soul, and whoever is blind does harm against it, and say, I am not a guardian over you. And thus do we diversify the verses so the believers will say, you have studied, and so we may make the Quran clear for a people who know. Follow, O Muhammad, what has been revealed to you from your Lord. There is no deity except Him, and turn away from those who associate others with Allah. But if Allah had willed, they would not have associated, and we have not appointed you over them as a guardian, nor are you a manager over them. And do not insult those who invoke other than Allah, lest they insult Allah in enmity without knowledge. Thus we have made pleasing to every community their deeds. Then to their Lord is their return, and He will inform them about what they used to do. And they swear by Allah their strongest oaths that if a sign came to them, they would surely believe in it. Say, the signs are only with Allah, and what will make you perceive that even if a sign came, they would not believe? And we will turn away their hearts and their eyes, just as they refused to believe in it the first time. And we will leave them in their transgression, wandering blindly. And even if we had sent down to them the angels with the message, and the dead spoke to them of it, and we gathered together every created thing in front of them, they would not believe unless Allah should will. But most of them of that are ignorant. And thus we have made for every prophet an enemy, devils from mankind and jinn, inspiring to one another decorative speech in delusion. But if your Lord had willed, they would not have done it. So leave them and that which they invent. And it is so the hearts of those who disbelieve in the hereafter will incline toward it, and that they will be satisfied with it, and that they will commit that which they are committing. Say, then is it other than Allah I should seek as judge, while it is He who has revealed to you the book explained in detail? And those to whom we previously gave the scripture know that it is sent down from your Lord in truth. So never be among the doubters. And the word of your Lord has been fulfilled in truth and in justice. None can alter His words, and He is the hearing, the knowing. And if you obey most of those upon the earth, they will mislead you from the way of Allah. They follow not except assumption, and they are not but falsifying. Indeed, your Lord is most knowing of who strays from His way, and He is most knowing of the rightly guided. So eat of that meat upon which the name of Allah has been mentioned, if you are believers in His verses. And why should you not eat of that upon which the name of Allah has been mentioned, while He has explained in detail to you what He has forbidden you, accepting that to which you are compelled? And indeed, do many lead others astray through their own inclinations without knowledge? Indeed, your Lord, He is most knowing of the transgressors. and leave what is apparent of sin, and what is concealed thereof. Indeed, those who earn blame for sin will be recompensed for that which they used to commit, and do not eat of that upon which the name of Allah has not been mentioned, for indeed it is grave disobedience. And indeed do the devils inspire their allies among men to dispute with you, and if you were to obey them, indeed you would be associators of others with him. And as one who was dead, and we gave him life and made for him light, by which to walk among the people like one who is in darkness, never to emerge therefrom. Thus it has been made pleasing to the disbelievers that which they were doing. And thus we have placed within every city the greatest of its criminals to conspire therein, but they conspire not except against themselves, and they perceive it not. And when a sign comes to them, they say, never will we believe until we are given like that which was given to the messengers of Allah. Allah is most knowing of where He places His message. There will afflict those who committed crimes, debasement, before Allah, and severe punishment for what they used to conspire. So whoever Allah wants to guide, He expands his breast to contain Islam, and whoever He wants to misguide, He makes his breast tight and constricted as though he were climbing into the sky. Thus does Allah place defilement upon those who do not believe. And this is the path of your Lord, leading straight. We have detailed the verses for a people who remember. For them will be the home of peace with their Lord, and He will be their protecting friend because of what they used to do. And mention, O Muhammad, the day when He will gather them together and say, O company of jinn, you have misled many of mankind. And their allies among mankind will say, Our Lord, some of us made use of others, and we have now reached our term, which you appointed for us. He will say, The fire is your residence, wherein you will abide eternally, except for what Allah wills. Indeed, your Lord is wise and knowing. And thus will we make some of the wrongdoer allies of others for what they used to earn. O company of jinn and mankind, did there not come to you messengers from among you, relating to you my verses and warning you of the meeting of this day of yours? They will say, We bear witness against ourselves, and the worldly life has deluded them, and they will bear witness against themselves that they were disbelievers. That is because your Lord would not destroy the cities for wrongdoing, while their people were unaware. And for all are degrees from what they have done, and your Lord is not unaware of what they do. And your Lord is the free of need, the possessor of mercy. If He wills, He can do away with you, and give succession after you to whomever He wills, just as He produced you from the descendants of another people. Indeed, what you are promised is coming, and you will not cause failure to Allah. Say, O my people, work according to your positions, for indeed I am working, and you are going to know who will have succession in the home. Indeed, the wrongdoers will not succeed. And the polytheists assign to Allah from that which He created of crops and livestock a share, and say, This is for Allah by their claim, and this is for our partners associated with Him. But what is for their partners does not reach Allah, while what is for Allah this reaches their partners. Evil is that which they rule. And likewise, to many of the polytheists, their partners have made to seem pleasing the killing of their children in order to bring about their destruction and to cover with confusion in their religion. And if Allah had will, they would not have done so. So leave them and that which they invent. And they say, these animals and crops are forbidden. No one may eat from them except whom we will, by their claim. And there are those camels whose backs are forbidden by them, and those upon which the name of Allah is not mentioned. All of this an invention of untruth about him. He will punish them for what they were inventing. And they say, what is in the bellies of these animals is exclusively for our males and forbidden to our females. But if it is born dead, then all of them have shares with therein. We will punish them for their description. Indeed, he is wise and knowing. Those will have lost who kill their children in foolishness, without knowledge and prohibited what Allah had provided for them, inventing untruth about Allah. They have gone astray and were not rightly guided. And He it is who causes gardens to grow, both trellised and untrellised, and palm trees and crops of different kinds of food, and olives and pomegranates, similar and dissimilar. Eat of each of its fruit when it yields, and gives its due zakah on the day of its harvest, and be not excessive. Indeed, He does not like those who commit excess. And of the grazing livestock are carriers of burdens and those too small. Eat of what Allah has provided for you, and do not follow the footsteps of Satan. Indeed, he is to you a clear enemy. There are 8 mates of the sheep, 2 and of the goats, 2. Say, is it the 2 males he has forbidden, or the 2 females, or that which the wombs of the 2 females contain? Inform me with knowledge, if you should be truthful. And of the camels, 2 of the cattle, 2. Say, is it the 2 males he has forbidden, or the 2 females, or that which the wombs of the 2 females contain? Or were you witnesses when Allah charged you with this? Then who is more unjust than one who invents a lie about Allah to mislead the people by something other than knowledge? Indeed, Allah does not guide the wrongdoing people. Say, I do not find within that which was revealed to me anything forbidden to one who would eat it, unless it be a dead animal, or blood spilled out, or the flesh of swine. For indeed it is impure, or it be that slaughtered in disobedience, dedicated to other than Allah. But whoever is forced by necessity, neither desiring it nor transgressing its limit, then indeed your Lord is forgiving and merciful. And to those who are Jews, we prohibited every animal of uncloven hoof, and of the cattle and the sheep, we prohibited to them their fat, except what adheres to their backs, or the entrails, or what is joined with bone. By that we repaid them for their injustice, and indeed we are truthful. So if they deny you, O Muhammad, say, your Lord is the possessor of vast mercy, but his punishment cannot be repelled from the people who are criminals. Those who associated with Allah will say, if Allah had willed, we would not have associated anything, and neither would our fathers, nor would we have prohibited anything. likewise did those before deny until they tasted our punishment. Say, do you have any knowledge that you can produce for us? You follow not except assumption, and you are not but falsifying. Say, with Allah is the far-reaching argument. If He had willed, He would have guided you all. Say, O Muhammad, bring forward your witnesses who will testify that Allah has prohibited this. And if they testify, do not testify with them, and do not follow the desires of those who deny our verses and those who do not believe in the hereafter, while they equate others with their Lord.